This is my cast reflection on how I went skating the other day. So me and a couple of friends, about 4 or 5 of us all together, went ice skating at the Westerban, which is the skating rink about 20 minutes north of here, by bike, north-east-ish sort of way, on the outskirts of the city. And what we did was we all met up there and we all went on the big rink outside, and our aim at the beginning was just to, have some fun, to have some exercise. But also what it really morphed into was me and Luce Bosenkol especially really worked together to try and teach one of our friends how to skate. So for instance, what we'd do is every 2 laps or so, we would switch over. We were trying to get one of our friends to do a whole lap of the rink, because it's a 400-metre rink, and if you're not a confident ice skater, it can be really scary. And so what we were doing was what we do is I'd do a whole lap and then come back and meet Luce, and then I might do another one, and then we'd swap for 1 or 2 more laps. For instance, the first time is I went a lap around and then met with Luce, and then we switched over, and I would then skate backwards, which was a skill I really worked on, because I used to be a very, very good ice skater. I could do a 400-metre thing in a minute 20, or a minute 30 or something ridiculous. And then what I was doing was I was working on building those skills back up, because ice skating is one of those skills that sometimes you just really need to practice to get more confident about it. I ended up being pretty good. I was going around very, very fast. Because at first I was really struggling with the confidence and bending your knees, putting enough weight out, switching your legs more frequently, because what I did was I would go like this and then switch to my other foot, instead of at the end I was going more a lot faster. Yeah, and one of the skills I also retaught myself was how to do those, because that's how I was helping to teach Gilbert, because it's quite an easy way to skate backwards. I was then also using the same skills to be able to skate backwards, and Luce and I were working together, because we were trying to, because it's, what we were doing was I was using my ice skating techniques, which are normally shifting your weight over like this, because what we were mainly focusing was trying to get Andrew, or Gilbert as we call him, to stop trying to walk on the ice and start trying to use your weight to push yourself forward and control it. Sorry, it's cold in my house and I'm wearing a blanket. And I think we were very successful in that. Gilbert, in the end, managed to make an entire round of the rink, which was a really big result for us. However, we did have problems when you're first learning to ice skate, it's nice to have one of those little, the things you can put your weight onto, those little penguin things, but none of those are the right size. We did try, but then Gilbert tried one and fell on his face quite spectacularly straight away. So we decided against that. We should have guessed that it wouldn't work, but we don't. It works for me. It works for Luce. We can both work with it. But then when one of our friends tries it, we don't realise they're a whole head taller than you. They're going to need a bit of extra help. That's what we did. And most of it was just focusing on rebuilding skills and relearning the main thing is confidence, being able to just get on the ice and go for it. When I started, I was really nervous and I was going really slow and I was worried because my feet were slipping around my skates. I was moving too much on at the start, and then at the end I was going like this, and I was able to keep them really straight. I was able to keep them at a good angle. But one thing that I did always struggle with is my skates, and my skates, I haven't used them in a while, they are quite dull. So that is my reflection on that.